Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you watched the first video, then you know that we are traveling, and we were looking into a couple different countries with our first visit. So the first visit, it was not Japan, it was not Africa, it wasn't South Africa, nor was it Germany, nor was it Spain. In fact, drum roll please,
It was Costa Rica.
Pura Vida. So, since we went to Costa Rica, there are a few things that we want to discuss. Today we're going to start off with transportation. Four-wheel drive is a must. I repeat, four-wheel drive is a must. There are a lot of steep hills, very steep hills, and the roads are very tight, so tight it's like you're close to hitting the other car on the side of the road. And then people like to pull up and stop right there. You gotta squeeze around these tight roads, and the roads, there's also a lot of rocky roads there and a lot of potholes, especially when you're traveling through the rainforest, and the turns are sharp. Like one of the turns, we were going up the hill and the bus had to back up like 5-6 times just to get out of it. I don't even know why the bus was on that road.
There are many instances where we would normally see in the States where we would see a no truck route, but those are the routes that the trucks are traveling. And there are, the trucks have the right of way. Let's just say that. The trucks have the right of way. If I were you, I would definitely stop for those trucks because the trucks are not stopping at all. There's a lot of bridges here, and these bridges are mainly one vehicle only. So that will require another vehicle, depending on what side of the road you're on, to yield to that other vehicle. But once again, if it's a truck, that truck is going. Do not fight with the truck, you guys. Just take a pause, take a yield, and wait till they pass. So the next thing I want to talk about is affordability. And I'm going to touch on the food aspect of it. So all over Costa Rica, you will see signs that say soda here with the last name of the family. These are pretty much family restaurants. And you guys, you can get a full course meal. I'm talking about the rice and beans, the proteins, the salad, and a drink for less than $5. And to keep on with the affordability when it comes to the food, for a week here, we spent $98, right? It was at the store, $98. And we were able to have food to last us the whole week. When it comes to food prices, depending on where you go, it could be very affordable, very affordable.
And speaking of soda, the first thought is like, is that the soda we drink? But speaking of soda, guys, someone said be very careful with going to those spots because it's not always clean. And with affordability, the housing, guys, the housing is very affordable. We met someone from here, and he said he lived in the States. He lived in North Carolina previously, and he says, let me tell you, you're looking for a spot, a 3-bedroom, it's gonna cost you. I said, wow, what are we looking at? He said, man, it might run you about $300. And I'm like, $300? You know how much it is in the States? You paying more like $3,000+, especially if you're a renter or even if you're owner. We're owners and we have tenants, and it costs. So you're talking about $300? And he's like, yeah, but that's very expensive. It's very expensive here. And so I'm like, wow, that's very interesting. He said, yeah, but make sure you steer clear of a realtor, because a realtor is gonna charge you about $1,000 for that 3-bedroom for about 2,000 square feet when you can get it for way less. So yes, it's very, very affordable here. Let's talk about the friendliness here. Everybody is so friendly in Costa Rica. It's like, wow, they're just so happy all the time. Everywhere we went, it was exceptional customer service. People were always smiling. They work with you if there's a language barrier. It was just simply amazing the way that they're so friendly. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, you know what? You hit it right there on it. You hit the nail on the head with that one, because everywhere we went, everybody is always willing to help. There were many times when, especially in the small town that we're in right now, not a lot of people speak English here. And we are not native Spanish speakers. I don't speak Spanish at all. T speaks basic Spanish, but they are so patient when it comes to trying to ask for things. So we use Google Translate a lot, and they know exactly how that works. So we would say it in English, and they will respond back in Spanish, and we'll have a full blown out conversation. But the thing is, when they get something right, let's just say they say something right in English, they are so happy. Like they just want you to have that conversation with them so they can actually improve their English or just learn some new words. And it's the same with us. Like, I was super happy when I said some phrases. So yes, friendliness is top notch here.
A1.
Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the food. The food here is just simply amazing. Like, it will have your taste buds doing a dance. They really season all of their food. Recently for my birthday, we had a private chef come through, and I was kind of worried about having a private chef because sometimes chefs are known for not really seasoning the food, but this guy, everything from the potatoes to the green beans to the salmon was just like, it was so delicious. And we experienced that everywhere. What did you think about that?
Food was just amazing. You know how they say, tastes so good, make you want to smack him? More like I wanted to smack myself, how good that food was. I'm talking about they seasoned everything. Everything was fresh. Had some pineapple juice, had some lemonade that you can tell it was just freshly squeezed. It's just something about the food. And also, guys, I had the chance to taste something I always wanted to try because of the benefits of it. I got to taste some soursop, but you can't get that in the US. And let me tell you, I am not a coffee drinker, but let me tell you, I drank some coffee here. I fell in love with coffee. It tastes like chocolate. It's very chocolatey, and it's just so good.
Yep.
The food here is definitely on point. All right, let's talk about the technology. In the US, you see 5G everywhere. It is not like that here. You're not using the Wi-Fi to control your AC unit, connected to your television, connected to this, connected to that, connected to your freaking body. I mean, there's not like, even in the rental car, there wasn't a backup camera in there. There wasn't no camera in the car. And instead of using Google Maps and Maps here, they use Waze. So it's very different. And with technology, guys, it can sometimes be dangerous because with technology you have all these social media platforms that unfortunately can lead to addiction, and with that addiction it can cause all type of health problems. There's several studies out there about that. What do you got on technology?
Well, just like T said, I'm the tech person. I work in tech every single day of my life, and I can honestly say it's the simplicity here that is just on a whole nother level. I thought I would never say this a day of my life, like I would just prefer the simple life and not have so much technology around. But you guys, you feel it, you instantly feel it when you get here. You're not getting those headaches that we would get back in the state because of all the 5G network. We're not gonna get into that here, but we didn't have anything like that. And today, I actually used the washing machine. That was a very manual process. And I was proud of myself because I'm like, it really made you appreciate people a lot more, especially in like hospitality. The cleaners for the Airbnb, they have to use that washing machine in order to turn over. And y'all, when I say it is very manual, it is very manual. You have to pour the water in the machine in order for it to wash. Once it's done washing, you have to manually rinse it. Then you have to manually drain it. But the clothes come out so fresh, so crisp, and everything. We made a video on that, so we will link it, but
check that out.
Make sure you check that out because it was a whole situation with that. But overall, the technology is just enough. It's just enough to get by, and honestly, you will not miss it. You will not miss it. It makes you enjoy your life a lot more without being so connected to your device. So the next thing I want to talk about is safety. I completely felt safe being here. From the moment I stepped foot in Costa Rica, I have not felt unsafe. Now, I will say there are some, what we would say, reckless driving, but besides that, y'all, it's safe. And especially in the small town that we're in, on the farm, people sleep with their door open. There is nothing happening around here. Everybody comes here, they want to help you. We have had the host mom come and help us plenty of time, and she's just like an extended family member. So I would honestly say I have not felt unsafe since I have been here in Costa Rica.
I say it's very safe because they treat each other like family. And even as a guest, we were treated like family. So I think that's the big part of the safety. Now, we did not spend time in San Jose. So that's another thing. We were all over. We did not spend time in San Jose. I think that's where people say the bulk of the crime is at, because I think there's targeting for visitors out in San Jose. But I can't validate if it's true or false. We were not in San Jose. Other than that, like I said, we felt very safe and treated like family here. Let's talk about the environment. So it's very, very interesting with the environment as well, because there are a lot of dogs running around. Yes. A lot of dogs running around. Funny thing about the dogs is that there were two dogs, and they were very, very aggressive. We were riding by, and there were two motorists, because they drive a lot of mopeds here, and the dogs, boom, they were just shooting out to them on those bikes so fast. And Jack was like, whoa, and then the dogs turned to somewhere else. We were driving, the dogs ran to our car super fast. Jack's like, don't hit the dogs, don't hit the dogs. And the dog was so close, and the dog just kept following our car, just barking.
And weren't we on a mountain then when the dog?
On the mountain. So, I mean, there are dogs everywhere. Even in Airbnb, we had so many dogs that just come up to the door. Like big dogs, little dogs, medium dogs, like all these dogs. It's cracked me up by all these dogs.
There's so many dogs
but, there's also howler monkeys. We woke up to howler monkeys, and the timeline is different here. It gets dark earlier. You get up a lot earlier. You get up at like 5:30. It gets light, and you hear these howler monkeys. It's so nice though. Hearing the monkeys wake you up. There's cows where we are. We got to experience a lot of different things that we'll go deeper into with the environment later on throughout the video. But I do want to touch on something very important. Really, is you definitely have to watch where you walk. Watch where you walk, because like they said, there's a lot of snakes out here, and they have the snake, which is the fer-de-lance, and that snake they said is very aggressive, and he's venomous. So you definitely got to watch out. Very, very venomous snake, and he's very aggressive. So you definitely got to watch your step. So what do you got, Jack?
If you are not a dog lover, if you are not an animal lover, if you don't like anything like that, then maybe Costa Rica is probably not for you, because there are a lot of different animals and insects everywhere. If that type of thing scares you, and I'm one that is scared of insects, but it just has became a thing. Okay, I know I'm gonna see it. I know how to get rid of it. So it's easy just like that. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is racism. Have we experienced racism while we were here? And I can honestly say No, we have not. It's a very interesting thing, I would probably say, because being in America and being put into a box because of the color of your skin, it's very different when you come over here, because people they just walk up to you. They just have conversations with you all of the time. And actually, when we sat there, we had so many conversations with so many people. And one of the people that we really got close to was the chef. And we would explain to him that it's so different for us when we came here, because we don't get those stares when we're here. So it's very different. He didn't really understand. A lot of people here really don't understand that whole dynamics of the different pressures of what it's like being African American or a black person in America. But there is no racism here. There wasn't any.
Yeah, haven't experienced it. And it's not like we've only been here, a day or two. The time we've been here, we haven't experienced it. The only thing that's sort of like us from other Americans, when we left the Airbnb and went to a resort, like when we saw there was a pool, we went to the pool and there was a large group in the pool of how many people would you say there?
I think it was like 6.
Maybe, let's say.
Yeah, about 6. It was about 5 or 4, 6.
A little bit more than that. There's probably, I've seen like maybe 7 or 8 people.
Oh.
It was a group. Yeah.
They were deep.
Of them. And when we went around the resort area and got to the other area and got the jacuzzi. So we, there's a group there, so you can kind of have your privacy and enjoy it. And the minute they saw us, we walked out there where we were staring at us first. When we walk out there, the entire time they're looking up from the pool. And so we walk around and go to the jacuzzi and get in the jacuzzi. Literally less than 5 minutes, here they come. They got out and they walk over there. Oh, look, it's a jacuzzi over here. I'm like, are you serious? And so, and then they get in the pool that's directly across from us. We're like, come on, you guys had your own space. Mm-hmm. So it's just, from other travelers. But other than that, I mean, that wasn't racist. I'm just throwing out, a situation like that. Other than that, we didn't get any stares or anything. And even when we went to the grocery store, everybody just speak to us, hola. It was never any racism or anything.
Mm-hmm. So the question that we all been waiting for: will we visit Costa Rica again? Absolutely, for me, 100% yes. Y'all, I can't even explain to y'all how much this place has really changed me in the last 7 days. I suffer from chronic headaches. I've been suffering from that ever since I was a child. And since I got off the plane and had a little bit of the soursop, I haven't had any headaches. But it's the environment. I'm not an outdoorsy person. Like T can tell you, I do not go outside. I have been outside every single day because it forces you to be outside. Our villa, the only thing that's indoors is our bedroom and the kitchen. The living room, dining room, everything else is outside. So I have to go outside, but most importantly, I want to go outside. I was walking and just taking everything in, willing to learn about everything, and just like the history of it all, especially on this farm. This farm has been around for a very, very long time. I have really enjoyed myself being here, and I was able to spend my 36-year-old birthday here, and I had a really, really great time. And I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back at all. I know we have to go back, but I totally don't want to go back.
So what I visited again, I'm going to keep it simple. Pura Vida, which means pure life. Absolutely. Who wouldn't want a pure life? Don't got to deal with, as much stress or anything. Absolutely. I enjoyed the peace And I appreciate everyone in Costa Rica that I came in contact with because you were very, very, very welcoming.
So if you are in Costa Rica right now and you are watching this video, thank you so much for welcoming our family.
As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell so you can check out where we're going to next.